Hey guys, what is up today? I have another video here. Today I'm going to be talking about the Note 4. Now, as you guys might have seen in my last video, I actually did an unboxing of this. You can go check that out on my channel. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about it, basically giving you somewhat of a review of it. And I personally really like this phone. Now, does that mean I don't like my iPhone? I still love it too. But first, before we dive into that exactly, I want to talk to you about the little setup I have here. I have a nice little case here that I have. I don't know exactly the name of it. Here I will show you. It is the Galaxy Note Retina Fusion case with a free HD film screen protector, and I love this case. I actually just got it a couple days ago. I love it. It's really, I love how come it's clear because it still gives you the ability to see the Note 4's beautiful design, and that's a little, so I want to talk about that a little bit. And it comes with this nice screen protector, which is not the best quality, but it definitely does the trick for being free with a case. And the case was only at $11 and free shipping with Amazon Prime, so I think I got a good deal on this. I like the case though. It's like, it's not a flimsy case, it's actually a hard case, and I just love how come it's clear. I can see, like, I've never been a fan of cases because they really hide the design of phones, and this is a good compromise, so I don't scratch up this phone. It's a very expensive phone at that. It is actually $300 with a contract. I'm actually with T-Mobile, so I was able to get it for $0 down. But the monthly payments are very expensive. But nonetheless, I want to talk to you about really one thing. Let's start off with the camera. Now, the camera on this is the literally the best camera I've ever had on a phone. Everything's crystal clear. I know it doesn't really show up on the phone itself on the video because of the glare between these cameras. It's not the best camera I'm right now recording with, but I love this camera. It's a 16 megapixel camera. It's not the exact same one that's found on the S5, but it is similar to it. It just has a better lens itself. Same as 6. It has the same megapixels, but it's just a little bit better with the lens. Now, also, I want to talk about the actual design of the phone. Now, I love how come with Samsung went with the metal design around here. It's chamfered around the edges, and I think it feels a lot better in the hand than the Note 3. Definitely feels a lot sturdier, feels a lot better built. I mean, and then the back, I'm glad that they got rid of the stitching because that kind of looked a little bit tacky. This looks a lot slimmer, better looking. I'm not a fan of the faux leather, but it definitely does look good on this phone, especially in the white. The last Note I had was the Note 3. It was in black. I personally like the white one a lot better than the black one. For some reason, I really don't know, but I love this display. I'm in love with it. Oh my goodness, it is beautiful. It is a QHD display, and I'm not exactly sure at the pixelation, but I know it's very beautiful. You cannot it's so hard to see pixels on here. It is very difficult. And then also, touching back on the camera a little bit, when you record in 4K and you watch it on your phone, it looks amazing. Oh my goodness, that is the best video I've ever seen. I'm really excited for 4K, and I'm really excited to get a 4K TV and see exactly what it'll bring, and how the only problem with that is the lack of content for 4K, and hopefully in the future that gets fixed with more people switching and getting 4K TVs, and it going down in price, and then more movies, TV shows being shot in 4K. Now, also, I want to talk about a little bit about the software. Now, the software is really my only downside with this phone. This phone is very speedy, very fast. The only problem is the software. It gets bogged down by it. Sometimes some things take a second to load, especially with the multitasking. Sometimes it takes a minute to load. There's a little gap, especially with this new Exynos or Qualcomm 805 processor that is supposed to be the fastest processor. It's supposed to have 3 gigabytes of RAM, and some applications do take a little bit to run, especially some of them are a little bit laggy sometimes. Some bugs I've seen with the phone, not the phone, but more of the apps, such as Instagram. Instagram has some bugs. Hopefully they release a future update that'll fix that. But the software really bogs down the phone and what it can do. I wish they kind of lit it up a little bit more to let it become more of a to let the software not bog down the processor as much. But I am glad because of the S5. Um, the S5 is a little bit, actually the software on that one's a little bit heavier than it is on this one. They went with more of a transparent design on this one. I really like this one better than the S5. I'm personally more of a fan of the Note lineup because it is basically the S lineup, their flagship lineup, but a little bit more refined, and that's what I'd like to have. And I've also been a fan of the stylus. Let's talk about that for a little bit. They made the stylus a lot better with the from the Note 3 to the Note 4, especially with adding more sets, more levels of pressure and making it more precise. And I really like the S Pen. Now the S Pen is basically it is two things. You either use it for a week a lot and then you just give up on it, or use it for a week a lot and you learn everything it can do and then you just continue using it over the long term for a lot longer. It's either one of the two, and I really like the S Pen. I find myself being in the second category where I use it on a daily basis. I love to use it for writing down notes, as you can see here. I can write down an action memo, write down a name, a number, everything, and then I can just transfer it onto an actual contact itself. I love this. I love how I can push down and it makes it look darker and everything. I can barely stroke it and then it'll make thin lines. I love this. I personally am more of a fan though of the stylus than most people, but fingerprint sensor, I'm not a fan of it. I really am not. I don't like the fingerprint sensor. I think it's, for what it is, it's not exactly what I thought it would be. I have my fingerprints registered, but I don't have it set because I'll show you in a second. Fingerprint. I don't like how you can't slide it from the side. You have to go down. There it goes. See, like when I have my phone like this and I want to just do it fast. Nope, it doesn't let me because it says it wants me to go like that. And I'm not a fan of that at all. I'm the kind of person who just, when I want to get on my phone, I want to get it in as fast as possible. That's why I never like to have a passcode on my phone. I know it's very important to have a passcode on your phone, so you can protect your security. But at the same time, like I've been spoiled by the 5S, and how come you can just place it on there and it'll automatically open, and I wish it was at least on par with that. That's why I turned it off. I really don't use it that much, but I do appreciate Samsung's effort to put it on there. That's one thing about Samsung, that they will. I'm gonna be honest. Samsung copied Apple, and Apple copied Samsung. It's a two-way street. But the thing is about Samsung is they'll copy it sooner. Like, as in the bigger screen. Apple copied that because they saw the success of bigger screens. That's why they came out with the 6 and the 6 Plus. But they took a lot longer to copy that than Samsung did. Samsung, in the next phone that came out, it was automatically had fingerprint sensor. And I really enjoy that about Samsung, and that when they get behind, they'll catch up really fast. That's what I like about Samsung. But I also miss a lot of the intuitiveness of Apple and their fingerprint scanner. That's one thing I really miss a lot. And also another thing I miss about the iPhone is that it was like very reliable. Like, anything I did, it would be very fast, even though it didn't have the best chipset it had. You could do everything fast, quick, and easy, and I really miss that about the iPhone. But I am glad that I bought this. I am glad that I'm definitely happy to keep this in my pocket for the next 2 years. Probably not, but probably gonna keep it for another year. I personally love this phone. It is amazing. It is fast, but this only has been my first month with it. I really want to see what it holds for the long term in the next 12 months, and exactly what it does. Because I remember with the Note 3, it started getting slower as time went on. By the end of the time I had it, it was pretty slow. I had to end up deleting some apps off it because of that. Now I am happy that now let's talk about battery life a little bit. This is a new phone, so bear that in mind. Your battery will die down the longer you go, but I am very happy with the adaptive charging. They removed the USB 3.0, and I personally liked it a lot because it made it faster with the charging. But at the same time, I'm glad that they have the new adaptive charger, which will basically charge it a lot faster than before. Literally, I can get about half the battery life in about. I could probably charge it all the way up within an hour and a half, maybe even less than that. Probably less than that. I love how come it can charge a lot faster now. And one thing I love about this is that light manager basically you can change the way that that notification light up there does things, and I really love that. I absolutely love that. It is amazing. But back to the battery life though, like it is definitely one of the better battery lives of phones I've seen lately, but it is definitely not the best. I definitely could see it being better, especially since it has a huge battery life. But I am not complaining. I can normally get through a full day. Normally my schedule is I plug it in around the afternoon when I get home, and around 6 o'clock I'll charge it up to 100%, go throughout the whole day, and by the time I get home again, by the time I come back to the charger in the afternoon, it is around anywhere from 20 to 50% somewhere, depending on how much I used it that day. Sometimes I use it more than other days, and I personally I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of having a removable battery. I yet have to buy an extra battery, but I definitely will end up doing it in the long term because I know that these batteries do not hold up as long as they do when you first get them. Now I'm definitely gonna end up buying the 2-pack and having charged those and just keeping those around with me so I can keep up. But I am a fan of the ultra power save mode. Thankfully, I haven't had to use that yet in an emergency situation. Like normally, when I get around to 5%, I will probably turn it on. But I've yet to get into that situation, especially with the tremendous battery life that this has. Now, one of my biggest gripes with this is basically with all phones. I'm not a fan of the little hump for the camera, and I know why you have to do that, because you have to pack a really big sensor in a really thin phone. But I kind of wish it was either flush or even a little bit caved in. But I'm more a fan of a flush. But I like this case because it basically has like a little bumper there, so that basically will never touch like the actual lens itself. It doesn't actually like touch it. It holds it high enough for it to not touch that part exactly. As you can see right there with the little bumper, it pushes it down a little bit more. So the heart rate sensor, that's a hit or miss for me. I really don't use it that much. I mean, I like how they have it there, but I wish I would like to see a more refined one on the S5 though. Have we covered everything? I kind of miss some of the stuff from the Note 3 or the S4 where you could like turn your head and it would turn it off or something. I kind of miss that. I mean, I know not many people use that at all, but I kind of miss just having it. Like, that's the thing about Samsung. Like, you have so much stuff that you could use, but at the same time, you don't have to use it. Like, you have options. That's one thing I love about Android. You have the option to change. You have the option to mess around with it. Now I know TouchWiz has been very fought on, and how much people hate it, and I personally don't. I understand why people hate it because it bogs down the system a lot, but I personally also wish it would a little bit lighter. But I do enjoy it at times. I do love. Also, one thing I love about Android is just Google Now. Google Now is freaking amazing. It's just very fast, very fluid. What else? Oh, I love the speakers on here. I'm not a big fan of the speakers back here, because for the sole fact that they're on the back now. I kind of miss it being on the side here. I mean, I could see them squeezing a little bit of room around here just to put them on there, or even going with the front-facing speakers. I'm not exactly a fan of the front-facing speakers because, I mean, I just don't like looking at a bunch of holes on the front of my device. Like I understand why they put it in the back. I personally like how they did like the separation, so that way you don't really have this, like, I really don't know. I just know that I like that a lot better. This is a good phone for me. That's what it comes down to. That's what you need to decide on. What phone is going to be good for you. It doesn't matter what phone's going to be good for the person sitting next to you. It doesn't matter what phone's going to be good for me. What matters is what's going to be a good phone for you, not anyone else, just you. That's one thing that I really do not like about this whole Android versus iOS. Whichever one's good for you, that's the one you should get. You shouldn't get this one. You should get the one that's right for you. I really don't like when people battle over something that it's not their problem. If you have a crappy phone, that's not their problem. Especially the same thing with a PS4 versus Xbox, or Democratic versus Republican. That's, well, I see that political thing, but that's a whole different story. But like the whole what you have versus what I have, it doesn't matter what you have. And what matters is, doesn't matter what someone else has. What matters is what you have, and that's what really bogs down to what you want. Do you want a good camera? Then get a phone with a good camera. Do you want a very fast phone? Then get a very fast phone. Do you want? Depends on really what you want and what you see fit for yourself. Now, also, one last thing before we go, I really want to talk about the one thing about Android as a whole, it is, you have more options, definitely, but not all of them are the right options, and that's what I like about iOS. Basically, with iOS, you cannot go wrong. If you get an iPhone 6, you will not be unhappy. You could get a brand new Android and be unhappy, but with an iPhone, you cannot be unhappy. You might be happier with some Androids, but with an iPhone, you really can't be unhappy. And that's really one that I wanted to touch on. That's basically what I wanted to say. Basically, at the end of the day, it all bogs down to what you want. And I really want to say, just what you want, go for it. No one else is you. No one else is going to be in your life. At the end of the day, they don't matter. What matters is you and your happiness. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. 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 And make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe too, so you don't miss any of my future videos. I do want to plan a little bit of giveaway. I'm not sure if I'll do it. Right now I'm thinking of something like, one thing I really do want to kind of give away is a Chromecast, because those things are pretty cool. I love mine. I use it all the time, especially with the with my phone now that it has the screencast, and I can cast my my screen to my Android screen to directly to my TV, and I kind of like that. So I might do a giveaway of a Chromecast. I might talk about that more in a future video, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks again. Have a great day.